Hi, everybody. We're here for your Thursday afternoon happy hour session. We're going to do a workout that's focused more on beginners, but can be made more advanced for those of you who want a little bit more of a challenge. We're going to use a little bit of equipment if you have it to hand. We're going to use a small ball. If you don't have a ball, you can always substitute a rolled up towel. That will also work. And we're going to use a resistance band. If you don't have a resistance band, you might want to grab a set of light weights for some of the upper body exercises, but it's not essential even when we do use the resistance band. It just adds a little bit of resistance in some cases and also a little bit of support in other cases. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start standing up. And just a little posture check. Have a look at your feet. Feet are hip width apart, toes and heels in a line. Start reaching through the crown of the head, just growing nice and tall, shoulders down away from the ears. Take a big breath in. Try to expand into the sides of the rib cage as you inhale. And then as you exhale, draw the abdominals and lift the pelvic floor. A little bit of a squeeze on the glutes at the top and back of the legs, and then lift the arms overhead. And then lift your heels up off the mat. So coming up into a balance. Now inhale, lower the heels down. Exhale, lift. Breathe in and out for 3. Last 2. 1 more. Up and hold. And then reach your arms out to the side. Slowly drop your heels down to the mat. Drop your chin to your chest. Round your spine and roll yourself all the way down. Just hanging over your legs. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, nod your head. And then shake the head side to side. Good. And now we're going to soften your knees. Get your hands down to the mat. And we're going to start walking forward. Breathing out as you come forward. Coming out into a plank. Lift the head. Slide the shoulders down the back. Zip the core tight. And we're going to just drop the right knee. And then the left knee. Just pedal through those knees. Right to left. Staying there for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both knees up. Then lift your hips high, press into your heels. Hold your stretch here with a big inhale. And then exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Soften the knees, round the spine. Slowly roll yourself all the way back up. Shoulders come on top of the ribs. Head comes on top of the shoulders. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And then breathe out. Back up into your balance. Just holding nice and high, reaching through the fingertips, narrowing the waist as you stretch through the arms and then reaching through the top of the head. Heels down. Place your fingers together behind your back. Lift the arms up. Take a big inhale. And then exhale. Drop your chest forward. Let the arms drop away from the body. Feel that stretch through the backs of the legs. And then let the hands go. Let them come down to the mat. Just hanging over the legs. I'm going to bend your right knee. Keep the left leg straight. And then bend the left knee with the right leg straight. 1 more time each way. Right knee bends, and then the left knee bends, and then we bend both knees, hands to the mat once again, walking out into your plank for the second time. Lift your head, relax the shoulders. I'm going to drop to your knees and lift your toes up. Try to drop your hips a little further, and we're going to bend the elbows, pull your elbows into the sides of the ribcage, and breathe out, press them out away. Now, of course, if we don't want to advance this, just come into a full push-up, but try to keep those elbows tight to the sides of the ribs. So it's more of a tricep push-up. Aim for 4. Exhale. Inhale. Last 2. And 1. Extend the arms. Take the toes back down to the mat. Lift your knees up. Hold your planks. So squeeze the inner thighs together. Zip the belly button up and away. And then lift your hips all the way up. Pressing into your heels. Just walking your feet a little bit further apart. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend the knees, round the spine, roll yourself slowly back up to standing. Shoulders and head up last. And lift your left arm up, right hand slides down the side of the leg. Lengthen out that left side, reaching those fingertips up to the ceiling. Inhale, change. Right arm up, left hand slides down the side of the leg. Lengthening out that right side. And then both hands down, chin to chest, round the spine, and roll yourself all the way down. Once again, going straight into bent knees, hands on the mat, walking forward into your plank. Now I want you to come down to your elbows. Lace your fingers together. Now we're going to drop the right knee down and then the left knee down. Actually, let's take both knees down so we can get the hips really low. Tuck your tail and round out your lower back and then just lift one knee up, breathing out. Inhale back down, lift the other knee up. So I find when one knee is always connected to the mat, it forces the hips to stay low, which actually works the abdominals a little bit harder than if both knees were off the mat. We just tap 1 or 2 down. Good. Strong exhale with each lift of the knee. Keep those hips low. Keep that rounded spine. Stay there for 4. Keep the head looking off the end of the mat. 3. Last 2. And 1. Now drop both knees down and sit back onto your heels. Stretch your arms out. Rest your head. Good. Okay. Change positions. Roll onto your back. And pick up your ball or your towel. And place it between your knees. With your knees over your hips, shins parallel to the floor. We're going to zip the belly button in, a big pelvic floor lift. So imagine your belly button's like a mat just button, just everything's pulling down. Lift your head, lift your shoulders, reach your hands to the wall in front of you and pump the arms. Breathing in for 4 beats. Breathe out. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. Squeeze that ball, whatever you have between the knees with a good squeeze. Now, if you want to advance this, we stretch the legs out to a 45-degree angle. If you want to keep it at a beginner level, keep the knees bent. Keep the shoulders high. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2. So we're looking down towards the abdominals, making sure everything stays scooped and tight. 2 more breaths. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. 1 more. Inhale for 4. 2, 3, 4. Take the shoulders back. Keep those knees in the tabletop position or pull them back to the tabletop position if you have them long. We're going to keep the hands down on the side of the mat. We're going to lower the toes down. Keep the knees bent. Then exhale. Lift the knees back up. Think about your rib cage. Try to sink those ribs down to the mat as you lower the feet down. Exhale, lift back up. Now, if you feel like coming all the way down gets into your lower back at all, just come halfway. You can make it a little smaller if you need to. Let's actually rest the hands across the abdominals and try to make sure nothing bulges up or lifts up into your hands. Get that scoop. Again, thinking about that belly button pulling in. Last 2. Inhale, lower. Squeezing that ball. Exhale, lift. 1 more. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. And then grab your ball and just hug your knees into the chest. Take a little rock side to side. Pop the ball away, hug your right knee into the chest, extend your left leg long, lift your head, lift your shoulders, reach your nose towards your knee, and then switch to the legs. Strong exhale with each knee pull. Staying here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull both knees in, take your hands behind your head, supporting that neck. Twist, elbow to opposite knee. 8, 7, 6. Knees and feet track in line with your hips. So don't let those knees roll out to the side. Imagine them gliding alongside each other. Stay there for 4, 3. Last one, we're going to tap 4 times. Hold here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Change and hold. Again, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same again. Tap 4, 3. Stretch your straight leg long and straight. Bent knee pulls into that chest. Last one, take the shoulders back, pull your knees in. Just circle your knees around, massaging out your lower back. Good. Lift the toes up to the ceiling now, just to stretch into the hamstrings. Circle your feet around. Reverse your circles. And then point your toes, lift your head, lift your shoulders. We're going to hold the right leg, left leg drops down, pull, pull, switch. So if you want to modify this, the head can come down. We've got the knees soft. So this is our beginner level. More advanced, we get the head and shoulders up, and then we work towards the legs, straighten up. Stay there for 6 and 5. Last 4 and 3. Belly buttons in tight. Last 1. Shoulders down, knees in, and breathe. Good. Let's lift the knees up to tabletop, hands off the edges of the mat, shoulders down to the mat. Drop the knees to the right with an inhale. Exhale, lift the knees back to the center, narrowing the waist. Inhale, drop the knees to the left. Exhale, lift them back to that center line. One more time each way. So use gravity, let the knees come down, let that hip come up off the mat, and think about your soft tissue, the muscles wrapping around your middle, pulling in to get the knees back to that midline. Last one, inhale down. Exhale, lifting all the way back up. Now peel your head and shoulders up off the mat, chin to your chest, reach your arms and legs out to a double leg stretch. Exhale and inhale, staying here for 8 and 7. Option to keep the head down. You want to dial it back a little bit. Last 5, 4, and really stretch long. Don't Don't kind of rush through them. Reach and stretch, kind of holding for a pause with each extension. Last 2, and back, and 1, and knees down, knees in, head down. A little bit of a turn side to side just to stretch your neck. Good. Take your hands behind the knees, draw your chin into your chest, and we're going to roll up to sitting and take your feet down to the mat. Pick up your ball, place the ball or that towel between your knees. We're going to start with a long, straight back, so pulling your shoulder blades together behind the back of the mat and straight out of the top of the head. A little bit of a squeeze on the ball. We're going to breathe out, tilt the pelvis, scoop the abdominals in and round your spine, rolling yourself back. Come all the way back until your pinkies are just over your knees. Now, if you want to modify this, if you want to keep it really low level, we keep the hands behind the knees. If you want to advance it, the hands are over. You can even grab some weights if you want to advance it even further. We're going to tuck and lift. Keep the elbows out, shoulders down. Stay here for 6. Scooping those abdominals in. Each tuck. Exhale, last 4. And 3, 2. Now hold. We're going to turn to the left. Up and over, twist to the right. Try to keep the knees perfectly still. Keep the knees from swaying side to side. Stay here for 6. And 5. Shoulders facing the hand. Like you're hugging a ball in front of you. 3, 2, and 1. Take the hands back to the knees. Stretch out your back once again with a big inhale. And then exhale, tilt the pelvis, scoop the belly, rounding that spine, shoulders down, chin up, breathe out, lift the arms overhead. Inhale, drop them back down. Get the arms out of the peripheral vision, arms right over your head. So reaching the arms up past those ears. Stay there 4. Squeeze that ball, draw the belly button a little tighter, lift your pelvic floor. Last 2. Hold the last one up, stay there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come back to the knees. Another quick stretch, straightening up. And then one more time to each side. You're going to scoop, come back into our C curve, shoulders down, elbows out, turn to the right, shoulders facing the hand, down an inch, up an inch. Staying here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight over to the other side. Keep going. 4, 3, 2, 1 more time each side, just 4 pulses. 4, down an inch, up an inch. 3, 2, 1. Last set, turning for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands back to the knees. Let's remove the ball. Soles of your feet together, knees out to your side, and sit up nice and tall. Pull your heels in close to your pelvis, grab onto those toes, and just push your knees out, down towards the floor. Take the feet slightly away from you, press the elbows down, and lean forward. Now pull your knees back together, find your band, if you're using a band, and we're gonna wrap that band around your right foot and roll yourself all the way down onto your back. Just have the band kind of flat around that foot. Try not to have it bunched up too much. If you don't have a band, don't worry. Just go through the same motions, but without the band. Walk your left foot in close to your hip. Shoulders are down, away from the ears. Press into that left heel as you lift the hips up and down. Sole of the foot going up to the ceiling. Try to get that leg as straight as you can. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Staying there for 5 and 4, 3, 2. Hold the hips up. Now we're going to breathe out. Lower that leg down. Inhale, lift. Now if you want to dial this back, keep the hips down on the mat as you move that leg in a 90-degree range of motion. If you want to dial it up, if you want to make it more advanced, keep the hips hovering up off the mat. But look down your body. Check that the hips are level. You're not tilting the pelvis at all. Stay there for 4. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Last 3, 2, and lift. 1, up and hold. Now drop the hips down. Open your arms wide. We're going to tuck your left knee through the band. Left hip stretches up to the ceiling. Keep the movement really slow. Extend and hold. Tuck through. Extend and hold. Tuck through. Option to lift your head and shoulders up. That's going to advance it. So each time we really feel that stretch through the leg. Extend, stretch. So we're trying to strengthen as we lengthen our muscles. It's important to get and hold that stretch for 3, 2, and 1. Now drop the head, switch feet on the band, and take your right foot down, shoulders relax, elbows down. Breathe out, lift the hips up and lower. We're gonna stay here for 8, and 7, 6, 5. So the foot up to the ceiling, right knee in line with the hip. Last 2. Hold the last one up. Now zip the core a little tighter, relax the shoulders, breathe out, lower that leg down. Breathe in, lift it back up. Option to dial this back by dropping the hips down to the mat. If you want to keep it a little more advanced, keep the hips high. Look down the body, make sure that knee, that right knee isn't rolling out away from that hip out to the edge of the mat. Pelvis stays level. Keep using your breath, breathing out and in. Last 2. And 1. Up and hold, and then lower your hips down. Open the arms out wide. Lift your head, lift your shoulders if you want that advancement, but if you want to dial it back, head stays down. Pull the right leg through the body, stretch it out, and then reverse. Now, if you don't have a band, so just remember that that left leg always stays straight. Right leg bends and extends. A little bit tricky with the coordination without the band. Either way, go 2 more. And that's 1. Now both feet reach up to the ceiling. I want you to cross your band around your feet, reach the arms behind you, depending on the length of your band. If your band is short, they'll be up pointing to the ceiling. If it's longer, they reach the back wall. Breathe out, lower the legs down. Inhale, lift. Now if you don't have a band, it's actually going to be harder, this one. So make your range of movement a little bit smaller if you don't have the support of that band. So here, the band is actually helping us resist the gravity of those feet dropping down to the mat. Stay there for 3, and 2. Last 1, down and up. Now if your next time we lower the legs and we lift your head, and we're gonna roll all the way up to sitting. So nice and tall and straight. Hold your band short, closer to the feet. Sit up as tall as you can and pull your elbows straight back. Pull your shoulder blades together. And forward, and back, and forward. Stay here for 6, and 5. Trying to grow a little taller, lifting the pelvic floor, wrapping the corset muscles tight around your middle. Stay there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend the arms out, palms down, curl the elbows up, over, back, and around. More of a rowing motion. Up, over, back, and down. Stay here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's take that band off of the feet. Roll yourself over. Feel free to grab a quick sip of water. And then we're going to come onto all 4s. So hands are under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Knees are hip-width apart, shoulders down the back. We're going to extend your right leg and your left arm. So just reaching the hand and foot to the ends of your mat. Breathe out, lift that arm and leg up. Inhale, back down. Imagine you have a teacup balancing in the middle of your back as you do this whole series of exercises. Stay there for 6 and 5. Keep your rib to hip connection, drawing the abdominals in. Lengthen through the fingertips and through the toes. Last 2. Hold the last 1. Now reach the hand and foot out to the side. Back to that midline. So the bigger you go, the more challenging it's going to be. So the wider the hand and the foot reach, the harder it is to balance. But keep the hand and foot in line with the shoulder and the hip. Make it smaller if you need to. Last 3. Exhale. Inhale. And 2. And back. Last 1. And back. Now drop the left hand. Flex your foot. Pull your, bend your knee. Sole of the foot points up the ceiling and pulse up high. Lifts like you're stamping footprints on the ceiling. Say that. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now point the toe. Turn the knee out. Circle the knee up and around for 4, 3. Really press your mat away. Imagine you're ripping your mat in two to engage the upper back. Hold the knee still. Reverse to circles 4 the other way. 3, 2, and 1. Now pull your knee into your chest. Drop your chin, round your spine, and then lift the head, lift the toe. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift the toe to the ceiling, lift the head. Stay there for 3. Exhale. Inhale. 2. Now don't go too far into that arch. Make sure you still feel the abdominals holding, supporting you. Last one. Tuck and lift. And then drop the right knee. Just sit back onto your heels. Circle your wrists. And then starting on the other side. So coming back to all fours. Make sure your knees are hip width apart. Belly button pulled in tight. We're going to slide the right hand and the left leg up and lift and lower. Up and down. Rib to hip connection. Core strong. Keep pressing the mat away with that left hand. Keep the back of your neck long. Don't let your head hang down towards the mat. Get the hand and foot up to hip and shoulder height. Stay there for 4, 3, lengthening with each lift. And last one, hold. Again, stretch. And then reach the hand and foot out to the side. Back to that midline. Reaching out wide to the side. And back. Imagine you're wiping off a shelf. So don't let the hand and the foot drop down towards the floor as you reach further away from the body. Keep stretching, reaching through the fingers and the toes. That will help you keep that height. Last 3 and 2. And you remember to breathe. Last one, out, and then drop the right hand. Bend the knee, flex the foot, knees in line with the hip, and pulse up from there. Big lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Pressing your mat away. Lift your spine between your shoulder blades. Last one, point the toe, turn the knee out, circle. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse it 4 the other way. 3, 2, and 1. Now pull your knee into your chest. Drop your head like you're trying to touch your forehead, your knee to your forehead. Then reverse that curve of the spine. Lift the head, lift the toe. Exhale, just find that fluidity through the spine. So just rippling through as the head and the toe come up. Rolling back as the knee and the chin go down. For 3, inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. And 2, press into those fingertips to protect the wrists. Last one, lift and lower. And then just drop your left knee down and sit back onto your heels. Stretching your arms, resting your forehead. And breathe. Drag your hands back, just rolling all the way into a straight back. Circle your shoulders, 2 circles back and 2 forward. Okay, perfect. Change position, so you're on your back. We're going to grab the ball again. Place the ball between your knees. Have your feet quite close to your hips. You should be able to touch your heels with your hands when you can shift to either side. You squeeze the ball tight, imprint the lower back into the mat, and hold there. Hold that imprint for a deep breath in, expanding into the sides of the rib cage like you're opening an umbrella. And then as you close that umbrella, press your lower back deeper into the mat and really lift the pelvic floor. So tailbone lifting up to the pubic bone curling into your chest. So we're imprinting, we're scooping and hollowing. One more inhale again, expanding to the sides of the rib cage like an umbrella. And exhaling, imprinting a little deeper, lifting the pelvic floor a little higher. We're gonna hold one more inhale, and with the next exhale, we start peeling up into our shoulder bridge. So again, inhale, expand out that umbrella. And then as you close your umbrella, we start peeling the tailbone and the hips slowly, one vertebra at a time, through your lower back, through your middle back, all the way up into a nice high shoulder bridge. Walk your hands a little closer to your feet and button your ribs a little tighter towards your hips. Squeeze that ball tight between your knees. And inhale, lower the hips down. Exhale, squeeze to lift up. Breathe in to lower. Breathe out to lift. Stay there for 6. Exhale with each lift. Last 4, 3, 2, up and hold. Now we're going to pivot the pelvis right to left. Lift the right hip and then your left. Narrow the waist. Lift right and left. Squeeze the right glute and then the left. Stay there for 4, 3, 2, And 1. Square the hips, ribs towards your hips, tighten the abdominals. Inhale, reach the arms all the way behind you. Back to hands touch the floor. And then exhale, slowly roll your spine down. Rib cage first. 1 vertebra at a time through your middle back. Really tilt the pelvis to get through every joint of your lower back. And then your hip bones and tailbone come down last. Take your hands behind your head. Now I'm going to turn this into an abdominal exercise. So we're now going to curl up from the head through the shoulders all the way up. Exhale, squeeze the ball, press your lower back down, imprint the spine, inhale, drop the shoulders. Exhale, imprint that lower back, draw the belly button in, squeeze your ball with the shoulders. Inhale down, let's aim for 6 more. So really scooping, hollowing, imprinting that lower back, squeezing the ball with each lift of the shoulders. Stay there for 3 and 2. With this last one, I want you to reach the right hand and touch the top of your left knee. Try to slide a little further. Inhale back. Left hand touches the top of the right knee. Slide a little further and back. Keep alternating sides, really reaching to the top of that knee, tucking the tailbone under, pressing the lower back into the mat. Stay there for 6 and 5. Little squeeze on that ball with each lift. Last 3 and 2. And 1. Now take your head and shoulders down, hands come back along the sides. We're going to do another set of your shoulder bridge. Now if you want to advance this, you can grab your band and lay your band across your hips for a little bit more resistance. But if you want to keep it beginner level, you don't need that band. We're going to come up onto the toes, so we're going to get a little higher into our shoulder bridge. So walk your toes in close towards your hips. Press your lower back down into the mat. Breathe in, expand into the rib cage, holding that imprint. And then as you breathe out, close the ribs down, peel the hips all the way up, narrow the waist, squeeze your ball. Inhale down, exhale up. Breathe in and out. So if you don't have that band, we're just really thinking about narrowing the waist, wrapping the glutes around the tailbone, squeezing that ball between the knees. If you do have the band, just holding it tight and adding that extra resistance to lift the hips up into. Try to get the hips almost higher than that line that runs between your knees and your shoulders. Good, stay there for 4, 3, last 2. Again, we're gonna hold the last one up, walk your hands a little closer to the feet, squeeze the ball a little tighter, little squeezes up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now reach the arms all the way behind you, backs and hands touching the floor, and then melt your spine down. Rib cage, really keep the hips high as you get through your middle back. Tilt the pelvis spine, every joint. You've got 5 joints in your lumbar spine, so you can find each one of them. And hip bones, tailbone down last, taking it in your own time. Drop your heels down and just pop your band to the side if you're using the band. Now take the ball away, take a deep breath in, just relax your shoulders. And then as you breathe out, we're going to lift the hips up, just straight up into a nice high shoulder bridge. Pull your knees a little tighter, button your ribs a little tighter towards your hips. Press into your hands and lift your right knee up. Keep that knee bent. I'm going to drop the hips down and up, just 8 times. Down and up. 7, 6, 5. Modification if you need it. If this feels too strong, both feet stay on the mat. Just do another set here. Last 3, 2, hold it up, drop the right foot, transfer the weight into your right foot as you lift your left knee up, and we're going to do 8 with your left knee up. Stay there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that left foot, lift the hips higher, pull your knees in towards each other. And last time, breathing in, reaching the arms behind, stretch with the fingertips, lift the hips really high, drop your rib cage down first, 1 vertebra at a time through your middle back, and then bone by bone through your lower back, hip bones and tailbone down last. Pull your knees into your chest, hold the backs of the knees, draw your chin into your chest, you're in a tight little ball, add some momentum and roll yourself up and find your balance. So elbows out, knees together, feet together, scoop the core in tight and then roll back to your shoulders and back to your balance. Hold. 2 more like that. Back and up. If you want to advance it, you can try it with the legs straight. Back and up. Let's actually do 1 more there. Back and up. And we're going to take the legs all the way down. Slide your hands down your legs, wrap around your feet. If you can get to those feet, the angles wherever you can reach, just wrap around and pull that chest down a little further. Drop your chin to your chest. So you're feeling a stretch a little bit through the upper back as well as the backs of your legs. And then take your right ear to your right shoulder, just to stretch your neck a little bit, and then left ear to left shoulder. Sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to grab your band. And we're going to work with some upper body. So ideally, we're sitting with our legs crossed, with our spine nice and long and straight. Everything perfect alignment, ears, shoulders, ribs, and hips all stacked. If you struggle to get your legs crossed in this position, if you've got very tight hips, you can sit higher onto a cushion, or you can take your legs out into either of these positions if they're more comfortable. If you don't have a band but do have some weights, feel free to grab some light weights to replace the band. If you don't have either, just really focus on squeezing and toning your muscles as you move through our movements. Draw the belly button in, shoulders down, small circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sit a little taller. 8 more, 8, counting down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold, reverse it. 1, 2, 3, think nice long neck, shoulders down. Keep thinking about that core, so drawing the belly button in, lifting the pelvic floor. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the arms down and then reach them out in front of you. Shoulders away from the ears, exhale, lift the arms up, inhale down. And lift. So now think about the muscles that run along your spine, either side of your spine. They run the full length of your back. To squeeze those muscles as you lift your arms up. Feel that ripple through those muscles. Feel that strengthening with each lift. Use your breath. So we exhale and then inhale. Add a little pelvic floor lift. Each time those arms go up, lift the pelvic floor as well. Stay there for 4 and 3. Last 2. And then hold the last one up. Bend your elbows into a W. Exhale, lift it back up. Bend and extend. Shoulders stay away from the ears. Ribs point towards the hips. Last 3 and 2 and 1. And then just slowly straight arms come all the way back down into the mat. Roll your shoulders back and forward. Good. And take the arm. Last variation of our upper body. Zip the core in tight. Sit taller still. Arms up to the ears and then out to a T. Stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep the core tight. Keep your tension through the abdominals, not into your neck. That's 2 and 1. Come all the way down. Take your hand, wrap it up over the top of your head to that ear, the other hand to your shoulder. Lengthen out that side of the neck. And then turn the nose down, gently pull the back of the head. And then turn the nose up, still leaning towards right ear to right shoulder. Now change sides. One hand to the shoulder, the other hand to the ear. Lengthen out that side of the neck. Turn the nose down towards the floor, a little bit of a pull on the back of the head. And then holding the back of that head, turn the nose up to the ceiling to continue to keep that right shoulder down. Now hands out onto your knees, shoulders away from the ears. We're going to twist. Right hand across your left knee, left hand reaches behind you. In, grow a little taller. Breathe out, twist a little further. And then change. Inhale as you center. Slide the left hand across the right knee. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, twist a little further. Okay, come off your band. Onto your side. Extend the arm, extend the legs, roll the shoulder back. Wrap your hand around the narrowest point of your waist and try to lift that lower oblique a little bit off the mat. Lift your top leg and then join it with the lower leg. Top leg goes a touch higher and then we circle the top leg. Stay there, 6, 5. Let's even take this hand away and float it up to the ceiling. Keep your breath flowing. Keep the abdominals strong, deep abdominal connection. Just pulling and holding that lower back like a vice. Holding there, reverse the circle, 6 the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now flex your feet, pull your toes in, really kick the heels away. Try to lift your kneecaps, get your quad muscles at the front of the legs working. Lift and lower, up and down. Staying here for 6, Keep your neck long, keep that top shoulder down away from the ears, ribs towards your hips. Exhale with each lift. That's 3. Lower leg hovering up off the mat. 2 and 1. Now feet in line with the hips, scissor both legs. 8, 7. Feel free to take your hand down to help you stabilize. Rather have that stability through the pelvis and the spine with the hand down than too much movement and wobbling with the arm up. But if you manage to stabilize with the arm up, go ahead and lift it up. Do that for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the legs back together, point your toes, zip the belly button a little tighter, tailbone reaching a little closer to the heels, and now you lower the feet down, lift your head, lift your legs, hand to the side. So here we're really focusing a little bit on balance as you lift and lower. We're pressing into that hand that's on the mat, getting that shoulder, try to get that armpit up off the mat as you lift your head and your feet. Stay there for 4. And 3, keep your length, reach to the toes, reach to the top of the head. 2, and 1, hold there for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then just drop the feet down, slide your top knee forward, reach both arms out to your sides, look to the wall behind you. Try to connect that back hand down to the floor without lifting the front knee. Then circle the arm that's behind over your head all the way around. Looking back as it reaches behind you, circling all the way around. Reverse your circles to the other way. Good. Knock the water bottle over. Now, before we change sides, let's just take those hands back to the front. We're going to come up onto your elbow. We're going to have the knees bent, shoulders down. And again, wrap that hand around the narrowest part of your waist. Breathe out, lift, press into your knees, lift your hips up. Imagine straight, pulling that hip to the ceiling. Inhale, lower. So knees and feet are stacked. Lift and lower. So feeling that lower oblique. Press into your elbow, press into your hands. So really keeping the shoulders strong. Use your knees, really press into the knees. Last 2. And hold the last one up. Stretch your top leg out. So that top leg is straight. We're balancing on the knee of the lower leg. Take your hand behind it and twist. Elbow to the mat, elbow to the ceiling. Squeeze the glutes a little bit to take it forward. Keep the core strong. Stay there. 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. And lift that arm up. Reach the arm over your head and then all the way down. Knees forward. Elbow that was on the mat then reaches over your head to get that stretch on that side that we were working. Okay, change position, flip yourself around on your mat. You're gonna start the whole series over. So starting on the side, then your arm, head, shoulders back, wrapping around the waist. Find that narrow point. Lift the legs up, a little bit of the space between the legs, drawing the belly button in. And do small circles. 6, 5. So you can lift that hand without moving the pelvis or your spine or your shoulders. Last 2 and 1. Reverse it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now flex your feet. Pull your toes in. Really kick the heels away. Stretch the legs as long as you can. Zip the core in tight. Lift the leg up for 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4, 3, 2. Really lift as high as you can. Hold the last one up. Little pulse at the top. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet back in line with the hips. Big scissors. 8, 7, 6. Keep that core tight. Feel free to use your hands to help you stabilize, but try to force the muscles of your lower abdomen and your lower back to hold you still like a vice. Last 3, 2, 1. Legs come back together. Point the toes. Breathe out. Lift the head. Lift the feet. And then inhale, lower back down, lower the head, lower the feet. Again, press into that hand that's on the mat. Try to get that armpit up off the mat. Breathing out, just pulling your back into a little smile and letting it go for 3 and 2. Try to zip the belly button in tighter with each exhale. Last 1, and then drop it down. Now drop your top knee forward. Reach your arms out wide. Try to connect the back of your back hand down into the floor. Look over that shoulder, and then circle that arm around your body, all the way around. Trying to glide along that leg, glide along the floor, all the way around, just pushing everything out of the way. And then once it's behind you, again, stretch the fingers, try to get that back of the hand down on the floor, and then 2 big circles the other way. Good. Once the hands come back together, let's take the knees together and prop yourself up onto that elbow. Press into the fist, shoulders away from the ears, wrap the hand around the waist, lift the hips up. Knees are stacked, feet are stacked, up and down. Stay there, 6 and 5. So just feel that oblique, that muscle tightening, pressing into your elbow, pressing into your hand, keep the shoulder twist. Up. Last 2, exhale, inhale, 1, lift the arm up, then reach over your head, nice stretch, and then lower the hips down, take your knees forward. Arm that was on the mat goes over your head, so we stretch out that side of the body. Okay, come down onto your front. And stack your hands one on top of the other. And zip your heels together. So I want your inner thighs touching. Imagine you're holding a piece of paper between the inner thighs. Heels are touching, toes are slightly turned out. So your legs are a little bit like a mermaid tail. Got a little V between our feet. Forehead rests on the back of your hands. We're going to lift the chest, lift the legs. Reach from the top of the head to the tips of the toes. Scoop the belly button up and away. And then inhale, lower back down. Exhale, tighten the abdominals, lift the chest. Feel your upper back working. Inner thighs squeezing, glutes working as well. Stay there for 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Now drop the feet, drop the chest, open your feet out to hip width apart. Open your arms out to the sides, arms about 90 degrees. Tilt the pelvis slightly so that tailbone is tilting a bit more towards your heels. And then lift your chest up, lift your elbows, lift your hands. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Ears and shoulders stay in one line. We're not letting the head pop up any higher than those shoulders. Stay there. 4. 3 feet are stuck to the mat. Last 2 and 1. Lower it down. Now extend your arms out into a wide V and point your thumbs up to the ceiling. First set, we're going to start with our level 1. We just keep the pinkies on the mat, lift your chest up, and then slide the arms away. Slide the hands in as you lift the chest. Again, reaching that tailbone, tilting the tailbone towards your heels. So we keep the spine nice and long. Now if you want to dial it up to a level 2, we lift the arms up like you're lifting a ball, a big ball or a box in front of you, up and down. Feet stay on the mat. 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Good. Last set, you turn the palms down, take the feet a touch wider and lift your right arm and left leg, and then left arm, right leg. It's like a slow flutter, right to left for 6, 5, belly button pulled in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everything down, tuck your hands back along your sides. Lift your chest, turn the pinkies up to the ceiling, pull the shoulder blades together, and then inhale, release. Exhale, lift and lower. 1 more, up and down. For the next 3, we're going to add the legs. So lifting the legs as you lift the chest. The legs are apart, about hip width apart. And lift the chest, lift the legs, turn those pinkies up to the ceiling, pinch the shoulder blades together. Imagine trying to pinch a pencil between your shoulder blades. Keep your neck long, so look down to the mat. Last one, just holding there for 4. Squeezing the glutes, reaching through the fingers, reaching through the toes, and then let everything come down to the mat. Hands under your shoulders, and sit back into a child pose. Ribs sliding between your knees, arms reaching out long along your mat. And breathe. Okay, I'm going to flip over onto your back now. That left knee. Open your shoulders out. Think about really opening your collarbone, spreading the shoulders to the sides of the room. And then try to pull that knee in towards your chest as you tilt the pelvis a little bit forward. So tilting that tailbone to the wall in front of you. Coming into a neutral spine. Take a big breath in and then exhale. Just let it go. Let's switch the legs. Left ankle over the right knee. Hands on the back of the right thigh. Again, opening out the shoulders. Letting the head just sink down to the mat. Relaxing your face. Just pull that knee into the body. Maybe tilting the pelvis forward slightly to find that little space under your lower back. Big inhale and exhale. Just let it go. Uncross the legs, pick up your band, and wrap that band around your right foot. If you don't have a band, obviously just use your hand. Pull this down, little circles, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse them, 3, 2, 1. Out to the side for your inner thigh stretch. And then take it straight up and over for your outer thigh stretch. Keeping the pelvis level, really anchor the pelvis. Kick that heel away as you pull the band, keep the leg as straight as you can. Maybe slightly easing the knee out as you pull that foot in. So just working towards a nice long straight leg into your lower leg, that left leg across your midline as well, just to get that nice nerve stretch to the back of that leg or the side. Come back to the center, switch legs. So left foot goes into your band, right leg out, sink the shoulders down. Do a small circles, 3 each way, 2, and 1. Reverse it for 3, 2, 1. Leg out to the side. That inner thigh stretch. And then straight over for the outer thigh stretch. Keeping the left hip down, easing that knee out as you pull the foot in. Lifting that right leg, kind of crossing that midline. One more big breath in and exhale. Just let it go. Back to the midline. Let's drop the band. Roll yourself over all the way to all fours. Drop your chin to your chest, round out your back, draw your belly button up and away, and then tuck the toes, lift your knees up, press into your heels, and then puff your chest forward as you lift the tailbone up to the ceiling. Walk your hands back towards your feet, hanging over the legs, wrap around the backs of the legs, nod your head. Shake the head side to side. Bend the knees, scoop the abdominals in, and slowly articulate back up to standing. Just making every joint move individually. Shoulders and head come up last. Lift the arms up, just floating up. Reach to the fingertips, reach to the crown of the head as you come into a balance. Narrow the waist, feel everything lifting up to the ceiling. And then slowly lower your heels as you reach your arms down to your sides. Swing the arms as you bend the knees. Good. Give us a big round of applause. Well done. Hopefully you feel good after that session. We're back for a 30-minute blast tomorrow at 1 p.m. and to set over your weekend. Have a good day.